So let's talk about what they're doing a little bit in the game here. We've got ourselves, a very quick second barracks. This is going to be a 3 racks, I think. Although he didn't pull off gas. This might be some kind of like... No, it is going to be 3 racks. Okay.
Yeah, there is a build that Beyond has been doing probably 1 out of every 20 games, where he actually goes 2 racks, gets like a 220, 230 third base.
Yeah.
And still does this pressure. It's not quite as committed, but it's still a third base done before 5 minutes. It feels kind of broken, but then I see it lose. So what do I know? You got a lot of army, you got a lot of economy, but you are lacking in that tech perspective, which is what this 3 racks idea gives you just a little bit more of.
It feels like a really good build against Stargate play, and especially against the Stargate play before they were getting that really, really quick blink, because you get like an Oracle, and then you don't have that many fighting units, and it's just a crap ton of Marines with stim, sometimes even a +1 weapons, and you push across the map and you have an amazing economy behind it. And it's not only is it difficult to prevent damage from getting done, if they take a greedy third base, that is the Protoss player, they end up taking a lot of damage. If they don't do that, then the Terran gets away with a lot of greed. Like it seemed like it was a really good thing, but then Zest came out with that quick blink style, the single Oracle right up into the very, very fast Twilight Council and 2 additional gateways, and it feels like that has kind of become a little bit of an answer to that. It's something that is a relatively new way of playing PvT, and it looks just damn broken.
Yeah, I've been talking to a couple Protoss players, getting ready for Katowice, and every single one of them is in agreement that Oracle into Blink style is going to be the default PvT in Katowice, at least at this highest level. I was talking to Trigger, and he was saying that it's good. He hasn't quite figured it out yet, so he's still losing with it, but it's something you got to learn. That, however, is not what Classic is doing in this game. Number 1, Steadfast. He has skipped the Twilight. He has skipped the Stargate. He's going 2-base Colossus. How do you feel about that?
I think that's really fun and a cool way to kick off a best of 5. I'm a little bit curious as to why this isn't a quick drop, but it feels like this is almost a soul read on a quick 3 racks, because against this many Marines, having Colossus out this quickly on a map where there's a ramp at the natural is going to be so good against this. Like a quick robo, God, it's so good. Now, you do have to be careful that you don't get kind of jumped on, but Forcefield is going to keep the Marauders out, and he will get this Colossus to the high ground. Ooh, that's a strong start for Classic.
Oh, you got to be careful. They're going down to so little HP, but as you said, the high ground is exactly what he needed. Unfortunately, the Sentry, the single force field, it was okay. It was not great, but even still, the Colossus stays alive. The army dies. And now, Classic E's totally fine to take that third base. Second Colossus coming out in a second. We're going to have the upgrades, extended thermal lance as well. And it feels like Classic really, he's weathered the storm here. That push, that is so powerful. That has killed so many Protoss. Again, yeah, the Colossus did seem to be the answer, and that was with only a single force field. That was with no Guardian Shield. Nothing of that nature to really keep the Terran army too far back.
Yeah, it was... Man, that was like such a good fight. Like 18 Marines, a Marauder for, a Sentry, 3 Stalkers. And yes, in terms of gas, very expensive. But in terms of overall cost, that was really good. It's going to be difficult for GUMIHO to try and regain the momentum. Now, as I say that, Classic has not been building probes. He's only on 45 workers. This is a 2-base all-in. He's going up to 7 gates. He's got a War Prism. This is going to turn into a bit of a weird base trade, because we got GUMIHO out on the map with 2 drops.
Yeah, but Steadfast GUMIHO, he does not have first mover's advantage like Classic does. Yes, they say never base trade a Terran, but if you have a Colossus in your opponent's base before he's even moving in, well, that's a problem. In fact, the army of GUMIHO is looking to return home. A bunch of SCVs are going to die in trade, but you got to remember, there's a tank on the high ground. This is not the easiest thing to happen, but that Micro with the War Prism on that one wounded Colossus is doing such a good job here. Steadfast, the army of GUMIHO is falling down.
It is getting absolutely wrecked. He got some great target fire on the sentries with the tank for the high ground. Will get one of the Colossus. Does not manage to get it into the War Prism. But like you said, he's done so much work. He's killed 29 SCVs. He is in the natural. He's going to deny a good number of supply depots. He's going to potentially deny the +1 armor. Now, the Marauders are actually very difficult to deal with, and I like the Warping of Zealots. But Classic, he's on 3 Nexus. He can so easily macro out of this. And even with the individual heal buses for these Marauders, they will lose the fight against the combined firepower.
Yeah, look at that. And while the tank is doing a really good job of just being this defensive emplacement, there's no real good way for Classic to get on top of that, but he can't get close to the Colossus either. It is just raining hellfire from above, and now Classic is going to look to move on in, trying to end this game right here, right now. The Zealots warping in on top of things. The Warp Prism goes down, but I don't think it matters anymore. There is nothing left for GUMIHO in this game 1. Classic takes it. That was the cool build. And it's Blackburn. It's a bit of a Terran map.
That it is. As we have spawning down in the bottom left, representing Sidestorm Gaming, it is GUMIHO in the blue.
And in the bottom right, with the Soul Read, the build order counter in this game number 1, he is, for Alpha X, Classic.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The thing is, this is such a good map for like tank pushes. You know, if you can get nestled in. Now there's a long hallway where you have to run across the middle, and of course, getting across that not the easiest. But if you can get a tank nestled up against your opponent's kind of natural expansion, or if you can build some bunkers, pop a Liberator on that natural ramp, it is so difficult to deal with. And it's a really, really weird, uncomfortable thing to go up against. Classic is going to be up to him to kind of prevent that from happening.
Yeah, you know, I think that is such an obvious build on this map that we will see Classic go for something that just deals with it really well. So, Stargate Phoenix play. You get a lot of Phoenix, suddenly the tanks get lifted, you go Phoenix into charge, and that actually handles that type of build really easily. I don't think we're going to see some sort of, even if you talk about Stargate Blink, that build that Zest has been doing, I don't know that this build, this map, is really an optimal candidate for that necessarily, but of course we're going to have to see. And there's also, you talk about GUMIHO being that wild card, because there's an obvious build, that means he's probably not going to do it, right?
That's a good way of putting it, I would say, is he likes to kind of keep it close to his chest. Oh. Did the double transition. He likes to keep things a little bit close to his chest. And also at the same time, you never know what he's holding in his chest. It could be cards. It could be hand grenades. It could be knives. It could be a cookbook. You just don't know. Like, he is so out there when it comes to his build order choice that some players you're like, okay, like I'm up against, let's say, who's a good example? I'm up against Bunny. Like, he's probably going to play something very meta. Probably not going to hit me with something very out of the ordinary. He'll play it very aggressively, but he's not going to do something super weird. Cure, he's probably going to go Cloak Banshee and TVZ. It's what he does. That's what he does. GUMIHO could throw anything at you. You would never be able to predict it.
Yeah, well, in this game, at the very least, the game is starting meta. Barracks, Command Center, Factory, Starport, all of that, but I'm actually kind of curious now. It feels like we've started to see Widowmine drops fall back into the meta just a little bit, but no, he's going to build a couple Hellions here, so maybe setting up for some sort of Hellion drop. I don't know, we're going to find out, but for now, Adept in the Natural is going to try to find something. It's just a scouting endeavor, and it will go down for its troubles. What did Classic learn? Not much, I don't think.
Yeah, he really didn't. Looking at his vision here, I mean, he sees the factory and that it's reactor. That is very good information. But this is not a proxy. Actually, you know what? He did see the starport. He did see the starport, so he knows that it's not proxied. But this is going to be a Hellion plus Marine push into Widowmine drop behind it.
Yeah, he's going to try to make it so that his push, his push into the natural is going to time out pretty much at exactly the same time when the Widowmine drop goes into the main base, hoping and praying that Classic can only be in one place at any given time, which Well, fair. I mean, the man is classic. But actually, no, he's just going to look to dive in right now. Dive into the natural. Hellions are going to try to find something, but actually not too much here. It's only 2 of them. They don't kill probes that quickly when it's only 2. So Oracle is going to do a great job. No damage here. Well, actually, he's going to get 4. Actually, nice shots there. Marines now diving into the natural. Oh, he's going to get an Oracle too. This is snowballing here, Steadfast.
It is really starting to get out of hand. And this is, as you mentioned, before the Widowmine drop has gone across the map. He was using these Widowmines defensively initially. He sees that there's a Phoenix, and instead of beelining it across the bottom of the map, I really like this decision. He is going to change what would be his normal trajectory and go up across the top, knowing that probably Classic is going to be looking to get across the map as soon as possible and try and get some counter damage or more scouting information, but really regain map control. So I like this move from GUMIHO with this kind of, I guess, routing choice. I think I like it a lot.
Well, he's already got a drop in the main base right now. He did send one south, and the Widowmines, they're not going to get much. Nice pull here from Classic, but what does he have in the natural? Classic, he's not paying attention to this one. Last second pull, but oh no, the target fire. 15 workers go down, and that is exactly what GUMIHO was looking for in this game.
That was a great multi-pronged hit. We are going to see Triple Adept on the other side of the map trying to get in here, but the SCV's pre-pulled to surround. Now, the worst thing he could do is actually burrow these Widowmines. And Classic, he knows that he can't get too much done. He knows that this counterattack will not do enough, and GUMIHO will even the scoreline as a result. Very nicely done. And I gotta say, this is getting me very excited for IEM Katowice. This is just a taste of the kind of stuff that we're going to be seeing, the kind of mind games. So, you know, Zest, let's be honest, he had a disappointing run getting knocked out by Nightmare. Special, same thing versus GUMIHO. 10 minutes was already out there at best of 3, already knocked out. But those players, they are holding builds for Katowice. We know this. We've got Classic and GUMIHO, both of them, they've got nothing to hide. They are just showing... They're just showing whatever they want. They're just showing the purest gameplay. And that's the kind of stuff that we're going to be seeing on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed, actually, because as we all know, Armani pulled out. That means Ryung is playing in the round of 36. Technically, Classic was higher seeded than Ryung. We could have had Classic at Katowice. But I'm not sure what happened behind the scenes, but he was not ready. Something meant that he was not able to go. So... unfortunately, we do not have the return of all the Protoss gods for Katowice. Classic, he's not going to be there, even as we do have Zest and Hero and Trap. Although I guess SOS also not there, Parting also not there, because they retired.
Yep.
It's actually funny. I was going through the standings, and there are a solid 5 players that could have qualified through the round of 24 in Katowice who have retired or gone to military this year.
Wow. Straight into the round of 24.
I believe SOS would have narrowly qualified. It's one of those where I think they would have knocked each other out, but SOS would have qualified. I believe Parting would have qualified. I believe Marine Lord was good enough. I don't remember. We lost Innovation.
I think Marine Lord was round of 36.
Was he round of 36? Okay.
Then he kills the 2 cleaning bots and just backs away. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Extreme prejudice there. Say, no. Die. Cleaning bots. The worst thing that has ever... Actually, no, the worst thing are the dogs. Because you can't kill them.
You can. You spam click them. Well, but you... they... Oh, look at this. Nice trap right here from Classic. Good job. What you can do, actually, on the dogs is you spam click them, but when they explode, they actually damage the ground temporarily.
Yeah.
It actually creates a divot. And if you do it in a mineral line, it will actually lengthen the time it takes to mine minerals because it goes down into the gully and then up.
Which is worse than the mineral bug on Beckett, where if you spawn south side of Zerg, you had to go pool first to fix it, or dogs making divots. It makes sense. Dogs dig holes. I mean, I don't see why the problem is here.
Yeah, that is true. I actually do think Beckett was much worse.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
Beckett was substantially worse. We are seeing Classic. He is going for that Oracle into the quick Twilight Council. So this is the build that we were talking about that I think you're right is going to dictate the meta at Katowice in terms of standard PBT. Nice stutter step with a Viking. Oh, but he does miss that last shot. Still wasn't going to get the Oracle, but he pushes it away and does a lot of hull damage.
Yeah, this is interesting here from GUMIHO. He got an Oracle and a Cyclone. That is so much commitment to anti-air in that early game that normally a Terran doesn't want both. They'll get one, sure, but Cyclone and Viking, that's a significant commitment that it's only a single Oracle. I don't know how much GUMIHO is really going to find value in this. Is that worthwhile there, Steadfast, or just, okay, well, maybe a little bit of over-commitment there?
Normally, I would agree that, or I would say that it's decent to go Viking Cyclone because almost always Protoss players were going for the heavy commitment into air. They were going, you know, double Oracle, triple Oracle, or Oracle into like 4 Phoenixes, or just 4 Phoenixes, 5 Phoenixes, 6 Phoenixes straight up. But now that this, single Oracle play is so much more common, I agree. I think it's a little bit of an overcommitment. Now, what you can do with a Viking to get value out of it is land it in the mineral line, and I think that's where we're going to be seeing an attempt at. Actually, is he just hunting this Oracle? Is he just going to find it? He's just going to find it. Can he get the kill?
Yeah,
he is going to get the kill. Oh, that's brutal. That is a huge pick off for GUMIHO, though. And now that kind of justifies the usage right there. And you don't know if there's like a drop coming in behind this.
On the flip side, it does invalidate this idea that GUMIHO would go drop into the main base, kill a bunch of probes with the Vikings. So depending on how prepared Classic would or would not have been, that does validate something. But look at this. We got a quick Templar Archives. We talk about this, this Oracle into Blink idea that has been taking the world by storm. Normally, at least from what I've seen, that goes much more into your traditional play, Robo, Colossus, things like that. But we're going to go pretty quickly into Charge here, Charge Lot Archon. And this is, Classic has been a big fan of these heavy Charge Lot styles, really ever since he's coming back from the military. But Widowmine drop, though, in the natural. Classic, again, he's a little bit slow. The second one, 6 workers go down. Not as catastrophic, but still not something you want to lose.
And this is a really big situation, actually. This was a quick armory out of GUMIHO. He has got perma-cloak on these Widowmines. Hold the phone, though. We've got an attack in the natural. Big Stim going to try and push this back. Stim and +1 weapons is done quite early. So GUMIHO is doing a 3 racks, but this is a Widowmine drop with permanent cloak. The Oracle died, so there's no detection. So these Widowmines, they're just going to keep firing every couple seconds. 3 more probes go down. Big probe pull. And Classic goes all the way home. GUMIHO, despite kind of struggling against this Blink a little bit, not really all that well prepared. I mean, he's going to be just totally fine, and he's going to put some big hurt on his opponent. Will the Oracle be out in time to prevent a shot from firing? I don't think so.
Oh, certainly not in the natural. Yeah, he's going to have to pull once again, lose 2 more workers. He's on time, and actually he's going to try to dodge with the gas, but that's not going to happen here. Just denying mining for as long as possible. Stark's going to blink on top of it, though. That will go down at the very least. I think the main was cleaned up as well. But we got to remember here, Steadfast, as we talk about the hurt that is going to happen. Storm is done. That being said, though, we actually have no High Templar. So while we talked about Storm being done here, I'm not sure how much it really matters. Charge finishing in 8 seconds. GUMIHO, he's going to try to find something in the meantime. He's got to drop in the main base. Widowmines once again, but the pulls are good, but he's locked in a corner. He can't do that. There's nothing left. Oh, no. 14.
Oh, and another one almost reaching, but will barely not get it. Meanwhile, the main fight goes down. We do see a very aggressive Blink forward. Classic is able to win the fight, but at what cost? He's lost so many probes, and GUMIHO's army supply is already bigger again. Interesting to note, we did actually see Classic cancel Storm, which is something I wasn't really... Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh no. God. Oh, he's good.
Oh, that gave me... the Widowmine in the natural.
The Widowmine. Oh no, he doesn't know about it.
He doesn't know. Oh, that's so brutal. 7 more workers when you're already so far down. GUMIHO took his 3rd on location.
Steadfast, if you were to hazard a guess in this game, how many workers has GUMIHO killed thus far?
29.
32.
Oh.
That is the most damage I've seen from a Widowmine drop where the Protoss doesn't immediately GG in a long time. And in fairness, this is a 3-base Protoss. It's a little bit easier for them to develop some economy out of this again. But even still, that is massive, massive damage. And with a lack of upgrades, it really will be on the... Okay, that's nice catch. Good positioning there from Classic. It really will be on this Storm for a good long time for Classic to be able to get anything done. fighting 0-0 gateway versus 2-1 bio. Good luck. You got to have overwhelming supply to make that happen.
Oh, you sure do. And this is a nice kind of side effect of this very quick armory, is that he was able to get an extremely fast +2 weapons, like way faster than normal. I like that he went for the double NG bay with this.
Oh no!
Oh, doom drop. This is GG, right? There's nothing in position.
I mean,
nothing in position. He's gonna lose everything.
He's gonna recall. There are 4 High Templars on the map. I don't know if they're in that recalled position though. No, they're not. They're gonna have to come in through the natural. They're so slow. But actually, no, GUMIHO, he's gonna be forced back here. And Zealots in the main base are starting to maybe find something here. It's only gonna be 5 SCVs, but that is the start of the damage that Classic needs to find. But there we go. The drop of the main didn't get quite enough here, but that means everything was repositioned, and that means there's nothing really here right now to defend the third base. Widowmine is going to get a Zealot. Going to force the army back.
Oh,
but, ooh, look at this, though.
Hold the phone. Classic coming in big with this counterattack. We do have the Widowmines. Oh, nice dodge. Does still lose 2 Zealots, but prevents losing like a crap ton of HP on the other ones. We do see an attempt to take down the War Prism, but really nice micro on that War Prism, kind of using the Zealots to body block. Vikings, though, are going to be able to take this down, and Recall Call will not save it. Classic may not have, or pardon me, GUMIHO may not have won the game with that Doom drop, but he's going to come back in here. Nope, he's not. He's going to scan and see that he really shouldn't. He's so far ahead right now. He's up 50, 60 army supply.
So the question we need to be asking ourselves now is not, is GUMIHO ahead? Because he absolutely is. The question we need to be asking ourselves is, how does Classic fight his way back into this? Is there any win condition that he has? And honestly, I feel like he's got to keep doing what he was doing. Put Zealots across the map, keep GUMIHO home, maybe redevelop his economy again, and he is up 7 workers. Again, buy time for his upgrades to come in, chrono those out, and maybe give him 5 minutes. Maybe he maxes out, maybe he makes something happen, but he's down 40 army supply Steadfast. Maxing out is going to be a significant challenge in this game.
Yeah, I think at this point you're looking for Classic to make a big mistake. You're really hoping that he runs into you with, you know, you've got 3 High Templar in great positions. Maybe right now he gets a fight where everything's clumped up and he just gets absolutely stormed into oblivion. That's what Classic is looking for, and then that double robo kicks in and he's able to get the Colossus. But as it is, GUMIHO's aware of the High Templar. He's going to be playing very cautiously around those.
I mean,
this
it's
is
a nice
big flank.
Oh, it is. It's a nice start to get a couple of those medevacs. That's actually a really nice storm here. We're going to see Classic jump on top of that a little bit, but you got to remember, that is only 1 army Steadfast. There's a second one. It's going to find its way into the natural. No Doom drop. Actually, there's just too much bio to make that happen. But Classic has to be very careful that he does not overcommit here. So he's going to move his defense that was in the main base into the natural, and there comes the Doom drop. GUMIHO, he is swarming in this game, but the army supplies, they're starting to equalize. If he gets some good cleanup storms here, this is going to start to be maybe what we need to see from Classic. Those storms are actually going to be very nice. The drop does not find much. 10 workers at this stage in the game with how far behind Classic is. If he wipes this army off, that's actually going to be something where he's going to say it's worth, especially if he gets the medevacs here.
Oh, they will all escape, but he gets all the bio. And you're right, the army supplies suddenly absolutely swung heavily in the favor of Classic. I don't really know what happened there. The game just, the wheels just came off. They absolutely just flew off the cart, and it's kind of like, I don't know what to say.
I mean, Ghosts are on the field now, kind of invalidating the High Templar, but Classic from 5, 10, 15 steps behind, he's 1 step ahead. Yeah, he's warping in some more High Templar because you can still get good storms off, but he has 2 Colossus on the way. Extended Thermal Lance has not been started, which is a problem because there are a decent amount. There are 9 Marauders on the field. Sharing range with a Colossus makes them a little bit scared, but adding Colossus in this game where GUMIHO has lost all of his Vikings, and I think he only had like 2, well, that's a problem. It's going to be so hard for GUMIHO to take the fight for any bit of time. 2-2 is just about on the way. And while GUMIHO has an upgrade lead, again, that's not going to last for very long. GUMIHO, he has to play edge of the map now. He cannot go for this big center thrust that he's been trying to make happen.
He certainly shouldn't. And I had counted Classic out of this game, but he has clawed his way back, did all the right moves, and we're going to see GUMIHO going into the main base, but there is storms available. There are a bunch of Zealots, a Colossus, an Archon, soon to be 2-2. I can't believe that this game has turned around. This is so insane to me.
In a game where Classic has lost 52 probes, he is somehow making this hold happen. And he's actually not building more probes, by the way. He's content to be at 58, to be at 60, his economic state being what it is. He says, no, I'm going to build 150 army supply, 140 army supply. I'm going to have this big sledgehammer of Protoss, but also he's maxed out here. There are no warp-ins. There is no way he can defend this without a recall, and he's not really recalling. He's just going for the all-in. He says, well, look, if I lose my main base, that's fine if I go kill you in the exchange. That's the calculus we see from Classic right here, right now. We're going to see the fourth base go down pretty quickly, and GUMIHO's not really stimming into this all that quickly. And you've got to remember, his entire army, it's on the other side of the map. But Steadfast, Classic, he's base trading in Terran.
He is. Now, we don't have GUMIHO building any Liberators, and Classic's going to get up the ramp extremely fast. Best case scenario for GUMIHO, gets over to this right side base, manages to turn it into a planetary, turtles that up. He needs to, of course, deny the 3-3. There are so many things that you need to prioritize. We are going to see the army in the main base for GUMIHO getting completely crushed, and he will lose this command center as well. Classic taking a really, really nice fight, cutting off a lot of GUMIHO's army, but GUMIHO is going to kill all of the Nexi at home. However, we got a Nexus on the other side of the map. GUMIHO's only got 2 SCVs, and it's planetary. It's a pipe dream. The Zealots force it away. Classic has managed this so well.
He's going to get that's the last orbital. Yeah, no. So no scans anymore, no detection, which is not super important because DTs are not on the map. But he does not have a really good idea of where the storms are, of where this army is. He cannot figure that out. And as you said, it is 2 SCVs. There's going to be no income for GUMIHO easily. Oh, you got to be careful.
This
There's
is
the
a
storm,
huge
though.
find.
Actually,
But he's gonna lose the warp. Oh my god, will it no, it gets away. That is insane. And he blinks forward, he's gonna find both Vikings. That is a huge pickoff.
there is absolutely. Do we have we do not? No, we do have extended thermal lance. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh, that's huge. How many High Templar? We got 7 High Templar. And they're almost all maxed out on energy.
That being said, though, there are 8 ghosts on the field. You got to be very careful with your positioning here, Classic. And he's going to try to take the fight right now. EMPs, they blanket everything, but not the High Templar, not yet the storms. They're landing. Colossus are finding their way as well, and it looks like, despite everything, 52 workers be damned. Classic, he has the fight here. GUMIHO does not have what it takes. Don't base trade a Terran. They say that is a lie here. Classic, he takes this game. Holy hell.
It is worth noting, by the way, that Classic, he was so far down in those upgrades, was able to get 2-2 out. Must have been extremely diligent on the Chrono Boost, able to get those upgrades out. If he fights that final fight with 1-1 versus 3-2, as opposed to 2-2 versus 3-2, he loses that game. I am almost certain of it.
I mean,
I am, even with the storms.
Yeah, okay. I think if he takes maybe a straight up fight, maybe not. Or if he's able to get a a quality fight positioning setup, I think he maybe still wins that because he was up 30, 35 army supply. But in that fight where he was very segmented and the Zealots were running forward and getting kited back, EMP's blanket everything. Yeah, absolutely. I do think that GUMIHO wins that. I don't know what to say about that game, honestly. Classic was, as you said, so dead. But now we're in game 4. Does Classic, with a game to give, and maybe understanding that GUMIHO is reeling just a little bit on the back foot, does he throw something a little bit different out?
I would like to see something a little bit off kilter. And it looks like GUMIHO might be anticipating just that. Might be looking for a proxy Stargate because he is going for a very quick double gas, which is going to allow him to get that super fast factory. And if it were something aggressive, that would be a very, very good play. Yeah, we even have him scouting around. He is weighing the possibility, and he is very much respecting that Classic could do exactly what you're talking about. So I think that's a very, very cogent point you made.
Ooh, that's a SAT word right there. I'm glad I don't know words, so I don't know what you meant, but it's fine. Classic. Classic, you talk about this scout here. Classic has been doing the Gateway at Home, Gateway Abroad proxy a lot recently. I don't know if you saw any of the Katowice pre-party that we put on Alpha X on earlier in last week. It was I think Tuesday through Thursday. Grand Finals was Thursday. Anyway, he did it to Dream 3 times in a row, and he went down from 2 times in a row, and he won the last 2 games. But he was doing really cool stuff where he would do that, and then he proxied a Robo and added some Immortals and a Warp Prism, and just slammed Dream back into the Stone Age in that game twice, in games 4 and 5. So not only do we have Classic with a game to give, not only with the mental damage of winning that game 3, but Classic has really shown this tendency to lean into these even more aggressive Protoss proxies. But I don't know that, I mean, the Adepts, well, it depends on actually who gets the first shot about who wins that fight.
Between...
Well, 2 Adepts versus 2 Reapers and a Hellion. If the Hellion gets a good shot, I think the Hellion Reaper can win that. Right?
In theory, it's possible. Usually the Adepts are going to outfight that, and now that there's a third Adept,
yeah, absolutely with the third.
You never want to take that because you're going to get one-shotted by Reaper, or the Reapers are going to get one-shotted by the Adepts. Like, yeah. But GUMIHO, by the way, was absolutely kiting like an absolute boss initially. Oh, this is a TVT build that he's doing. He is doing a straight-up TVT build in TVP, and this is actually going to be really good. Specifically against this building positioning.
Is it? They're going to be 3 Phoenix out pretty quickly. This tank drop. Okay. Now it's, yes, you're right. It is very bad. I was expecting he would just go like this, like an actual TVT move. But yeah, this is not good. So he's going to drop in the main. 3 Phoenix going to find it. He is building an Oracle out of this, so you're not going to see 4... Wait, Classic, you got to do something about that. Don't let the Marines unload. Tank siege up at the main. I don't know what's happening here, but it's kind of working. There is not enough on the ground to deal with the Phoenix. And he has sieged up the main. Reaper and Hellion are going to find their way into the natural, but it's not going to get too much there. Classic's kind of content to let this happen because it's not killing much of anything. He's got his 3rd base on the way.
It is a lot of lost mining time, though. Like, a lot of lost mining time. Okay, there's the lift. He will meet this with overwhelming force. But look at this. GUMIHO loads up the Marines. He's going to drop down into the natural. Might be able to pick off 1 or 2 probes right here. Now he'll get 2 more probes. 2 more probes than he should have gotten right there. That's very nice. Very nice. Very nice ability to get value where he really shouldn't have been able to. Now, this Viking and Phoenix, or pardon me, Viking and Cyclone, they should not be on the map right now. I don't know what they're doing out there.
Yeah, a lot of mining time was delayed. I believe something like 6 probes died. I do not know that that was worth it there for GUMIHO. He lost so much. Now with the Phoenix Oracle on the map, there is represented pressure there. But maybe he gets something done with the Viking. You talked about sending the Viking across the map, finding value. It did not work in game 2, but it's going to get a couple workers here. Because Vikings 2-shot. They do actually scary damage against the probe line. So 3 more workers will go down in Classic. He's got to focus on that. So he's going to be a recall into the main here. He's going to lose all map presence. And a 4th worker goes down.
That's so annoying as the Protoss. You recall, you're like, okay, I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to screw it. I want this done. I don't want to have to deal with it anymore. I will prevent it from getting more damage. And then boom, just as you lift it, it somehow gets that last shot. And you're like, you son of a... Like, it's just so aggravating as the Protoss. Look at this triple lock on onto the... Oh, but he breaks them. That would have been a really nice pickoff, getting 3 Stalkers right there.
Man, if there ever was a game where we said, oh yeah, sure, GUMIHO, he plays weird builds. Be on the lookout for it. This is that game. Triple Cyclone, tank drop off a 1-base build. Now he's building extra Vikings early on. Cyclone's putting pressure on. If you had told me this was Nicaract, I would believe you, but this is GUMIHO, and he's going to find his way out into next. This army is just going to be dead. Yeah, some of the Phoenix die, but it's still absolutely a worthwhile trade there. But we have to remember, Classic is not ahead on workers, not any significant way. He's going to lose a couple more. And when you're at 55 to 55, when you're at equal worker count at 7 minutes into this game, that is very good for the Terran.
Yes. That is, economically, I really like GUMIHO's position. But Classic has been trading way better. Look at how resources lost. He's lost 12 probes and 2 Phoenixes for 3 Vikings, 3 Cyclones, which already together is, I think, the cost of the 12 probes and 2 Phoenixes. And then you add on 2 Reapers, a Hellion, a Medevac, a tank, and 11 Marines. And that means we have a big army value advantage for Classic. He might try and deny this third command center.
Yeah, so charge is done, but we have no warp prisms, no real way to reinforce easily. And with the 3 tanks here, you're going to have to A, charge on top of them, make that happen. or B, get your Phoenix on top. And while Classic had a couple Phoenix, he cut production for a while, so he's only now getting back into that, getting into that 2, 3, 4, 5 Phoenix count that is so nice. But there's a pylon on the map, actually, so he is going to go for it here as his gateways do complete, as +1 is done, as charge is done. And that's a big army that I don't know that GUMIHO is prepared for. So the Zealots, they're going to find their way on in. One tank's going to go down immediately. Second one should just get lifted. There we go. So Classic, he's not even fighting all of GUMIHO's army here. Third tank gets lifted. There's not a lot of anti-air. So these Phoenix, they're just lifting for a mile. He's cutting through this army, but the tank now, it's not lifted anymore. It's getting some good shots up. And there we go. The StarCraft, they get on top of it. Tank is dead. Army of GUMIHO is dead. GUMIHO's life in this series is dead. Classic. EPT Cup 111. He takes it.